Hello students, in this quick revision part 1 of chapter number 7 evolution, let us discuss 30 important questions. Question number 1. When was Earth supposed to be formed and when did life appear on Earth? Earth was supposed to have been formed 4.5 billion years before and life appeared about 4 billion years ago. Also note, life appeared 500 million years after the formation of Earth. Question number 2. What was the idea of early Greek thinkers about origin of life? It was believed that units of life, spores, came on Earth along with meteorites और इन्हीं स्पोर से various forms of life evolved हुई हैं. This theory was also called as theory of panspermia. Question number 3. Name the scientist who disproved spontaneous generation theory. According to theory of spontaneous generation, life came out of decaying and rotten matter, but this theory was disproved by Louis Pasteur. Question 4. State two principal outcomes of the experiments conducted by Louis Pasteur on origin of life. Louis Pasteur ने जो experiments किए उसके accordingly he demonstrated that life comes only from pre-existing life and he disproved the theory of spontaneous generation. Question number 5. How did Charles Darwin express fitness? Charles Darwin की theory थी theory of natural selection जिसमें उन्होंने survival of the fittest को explain किया. He explained that only fit organism will be selected by the nature. Here, the fitness according to Darwin refers ultimately to reproductive fitness. Question 6. Identify the examples of convergent evolution from the following. Analogous organs are the examples of convergent evolution where different structures evolved for the same function. So here A. Flippers of penguin and dolphins, they are analogous to each other. They perform same function but they have got the different internal structure. Also B. Eyes of octopus and mammals, they are also analogous organs. They perform the same function but they have got the different internal structure. So answer is A as well as B. Question number 7. Name the type of evolution that has resulted in development of structures like wings of butterfly and bird. What are such structures called? Wings of butterfly and wings of birds both have different internal structure but they perform same function, that is they help in flying. So this is convergent evolution and they are called as analogous organs. Question 8. Identify the examples of homologous structures from the following. Homologous structures are those structures which have same internal structures but developed along different directions due to adaptations. They indicate common ancestry. Here examples of homologous structures are A. Vertebrate hearts and B. Thorns in Bougainvillea and tendrils of Cucurbita. Question 9. Why are lichens regarded as pollution indicators? They do not grow in areas that are polluted. जहाँ lichens grow नहीं कर पा रहे means वहाँ pollution ज़्यादा है. Thus, lichens are regarded as pollution indicators. Question 10. State the reason for increased population of dark colored moths coinciding with the loss of lichens on tree bark during industrialization period in England. इंग्लैंड में इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन के बाद ट्री ट्रंक्स डार्क कलर की हो गई ड्यू टू डिपोजिशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल स्मोक एंड सूट जिसके कारण द डार्क कलर्ड मॉथ्स वर एबल टू कैमोफ्लेज बेटर एंड वर नॉट पिक्ड अप बाय द प्रीडेटर्स एंड हेंस इंक्रीज्ड इन population. Question 11. What is the basis of origin of variation in organisms as described by Hugo de-Vries? According to Hugo de-Vries, the basis of origin of variations in organisms are mutations. Question number 12. List the two characteristics of mutation that help in explaining evolution. Mutations are sudden, they are random and directionless, means nobody knows what is formed after mutation. Question number 13. According to de-vries, what is saltation? Saltation is derived from Latin word saltus, means jumps. It is a sudden and large mutational change from one generation to next. So according to de-vries, saltation refers to single step large mutation that results in speciation or formation of new species. Question 14. What is Hardy-Weinberg equation p square plus 2pq plus q square is equal to 1 convey? This equation indicates genetic equilibrium, means allelic frequencies in a population are stable and remain constant from generation to generation. Question 15. What is evolution according to Hardy-Weinberg? अगर genetic equilibrium disturbed हो जाए, disturbance in genetic equilibrium, that is change of frequency of alleles in a population, एक population में alleles की frequency में बदलाव आ जाए, that would be considered as a evolutionary change. Question number 16. How does a population become founder of a new species? अगर एक पॉपुलेशन के कुछ ऑर्गेनिज्म बाय चांस किसी दूसरे एरिया में पहुंच जाते हैं और वहां एक न्यू पॉपुलेशन क्रिएट कर देते हैं विथ फ्यू चेंजेस, एंड व्हेन द चेंज इन एलील फ्रीक्वेंसी इज सो डिफरेंट दैट न्यू सैंपल ऑफ पॉपुलेशन बिकम्स अ डिफरेंट स्पीशीज, देन the original drifted population becomes founders and the effect is called as founders effect. Question 17 is based on this given diagram. Name the scientist who had used the setup shown below. This setup was used by Stanley Miller. Next part, write the names of gases contained in A. Gases contained in flask A are methane, ammonia, hydrogen and water vapor. Next part, write the conditions set up in A. The conditions in A are an electric discharge is created using electrodes B. This is electrode. Next, the temperature was kept at 800 degrees Celsius. Next part of the question, state the type of organic molecule he collected at C. He collected amino acid at C. Question 18, mention the conditions on earth that favored origin of life. The conditions of primitive earth that favored origin of life are number 1, reducing atmosphere, number 2, very high temperature, and number 3, volcanic storms. Question 19, name two propositions of operand and haldane. Number 1, the first form of life could have come from non-living organic molecules like RNA, proteins, etc. फर्स्ट लाइफ अर्थ पर नॉन लिविंग ऑर्गेनिक मॉलिक्यूल्स जैसे आरएनए, प्रोटीन्स एक्सेट्रा से क्रिएट हुई है. नंबर 2, फॉर्मेशन ऑफ लाइफ वाज प्रिसीडेड बाय केमिकल इवोल्यूशन. सो दीज आर द टू प्रोपोजिशंस ऑफ ऑपरेंड एंड हैल्डेन. क्वेश्चन 20 पार्ट ए, मेंशन द स्पेसिफिक ज्योग्राफिकल रीजन वेयर दीज ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर फाउंड. All these organisms which are shown in the figure, they are found in Australian island continent. Part B, name the phenomenon that has resulted in the evolution of such diverse species in the region. This phenomenon is called as adaptive radiation. ये वो evolutionary process है जिसमें एक common ancestor से different species originate होती हैं एक geographical area में because of their movement in different habitats. डिफरेंट हैबिटेट्स में रेडिएट होने के कारण उनमें चेंजेस आ जाते हैं एंड स्लोली दे इवॉल्व इनटू डिफरेंट स्पीशीज. दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ डाइवर्जेंट इवोल्यूशन. क्वेश्चन 21, रेफर टू द फिगर गिवन, आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस. पार्ट ए, रिकॉग्नाइज द प्रोसेस बाय विच Tasmanian wolf evolved. Tasmanian wolf evolved by adaptive radiation. Part B, how the two animals placental wolf and Tasmanian wolf related with each other. Placental wolf is a placental mammal which is also evolved by adaptive radiation. These two organisms appear similar to each other as they share same habitat. Both are distantly related but have developed similar morphological features independently and look similar. They show convergent evolution. Now MCQs. Question number 22, which of the following are two key concepts of Darwin theory of evolution? Two key concepts of Darwin theory of evolution are branching descent and natural selection. So here mark D as a correct answer. Question 23. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is known to be affected by gene flow, genetic drift, mutation, genetic recombination, and it is also affected by natural selection. So here mark D as a correct answer. Question 24. At a particular locus, frequency of allele capital A is 0.6 and that of allele small a is 0.4. What would be the frequency of heterozygous in a random mating population at equilibrium? See the solution. According to Hardy-Weinberg principle, p square plus 2pq plus q square is equal to 1, where p square is showing the frequency of homozygous dominant, 2pq is frequency of heterozygous, and q square is the frequency of homozygous recessive. Frequency of allele A is small p, frequency of small a is q. Now put these values in 2pq. It is 2 multiplied by 0.6 multiplied by 0.4 and answer is 0.48. So correct choice is C. Mark C as a correct answer. Question 25. Appearance of antibiotic resistant bacteria is an example of. बैक्टीरिया की पॉपुलेशन में कुछ बैक्टीरिया ऐसे भी हो सकते हैं जो एंटीबायोटिक रेजिस्टेंट हो, जिनके ऊपर एंटीबायोटिक्स का कोई इफेक्ट ना पड़ता हो. इट इज़ एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ pre-existing variation in the population. So correct answer is C. Question 26. According to Lamarckism, long-necked giraffes evolved because Lamarck gave theory of use and disuse of organs. So more use of necks and stretching of necks over many generations by short-necked giraffes led to evolution of long-necked giraffe. So correct choice is D. Mark D as a correct answer. Question 27. Homologous organs indicate. Homologous organs are those organs which have same internal structures but different functions and appearance. This showed divergent evolution. So mark B as a correct answer. Question 28. Which is not the vestigial organ in humans? Vestigial organs are those organs which are present in an organism but perform no function. Here, nictitating membrane, tail vertebrae and vermiform appendix are the vestigial organs present in humans, but nails are not the vestigial organs. So correct answer is C. Question 29. Alfred Wallace worked in. Alfred Wallace spent 8 years in Malay archipelago from 1854 to 1862, and during his research he came to similar conclusion around the same time as Darwin. So here correct answer is C, Malay archipelago. Question 30. The ship used by Charles Darwin during sea voyage was. During sea voyage, Darwin used ship named HMS Beagle. So here correct answer is A. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for staying with me. Subscribe the channel to get the information about my new video. Thank you so much.